Hi, this is MrByZ, and today I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the Target exclusive 3-pack with the Emperor, Emperor's Royal Guard, and Luke Skywalker for the Force Link.
So these have just come out. I found mine yesterday, and in fact, if you go and check on this on the day I post it, Target's having a 25% off toy sale, so you could get this for a little cheaper. It does run $24.99, so 25% off of that will get you a little extra money off. So we get the Emperor, Luke, and the Royal Guard. A couple interesting things here, and this Emperor was one that we were shown at San Diego Comic-Con, and from rumors we're seeing right now, it looks like it's going to be a single-carded as well. And from a long time ago on the 5 points of articulation figures, like when they first were hitting, there was a list or a picture of a bunch of figures coming up soon, and one was this Royal Guard, which we have never seen. I want to say that was about 2013, so we're looking about 4 years ago. So to finally get this figure. And looking at the Luke figure, this looks like it's going to be a different figure from the previous 5 points of articulation. The head sculpt at least looks different. So let's go ahead and pull these out and take a look at it. I don't always do this, but the background in this packaging right here, as you see, we could separate it and pull it out. Looks like it would be great for using in a diorama if you would like. So if you want to use a little bit of the packaging in your displays, that's great. So here we have our 3 figures. Let's pull them out. So this Emperor figure was showed to us, as I said, at San Diego Comic-Con. He comes with a cane and some Force lightning hands. We'll put those in just a minute. He has extra articulation in the wrists here, which makes sense considering you can interchange his hands. Of course, they're going to be able to pull out, and they would have a little swivel articulation. See if I can get you a good look at the sculpt here, because it looks really good. I'm very impressed with this. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is the best Emperor figure that we have gotten from Hasbro of all time. Previously, I felt the best was the one that we got in the Power of the Force 2 line, which I think it was in '97. It's the one that's always been in my Emperor's Arrival display. I think this one is going to replace it. So, the detail, if you can just see the detail on his robes and everything, is fantastic. Looks like, I don't think I can take his hood off. I'll check it out here in a minute. Let's see what he looks like with his cane. So he holds his cane very well, as you, well, maybe you can see. Black on black isn't always easiest to see. You can see his cane there, holds in his arm. Looks very natural. Let's go ahead and add, actually, I'm kind of interested in this hand. We can do a couple different things. I kind of like the, come here kind of look we can get with that, where he's making a point, that sort of thing. Oh, I'm afraid, all that sort of stuff. So it's kind of cool that we get those different poses. Let's try the lightning hands. So here's with the lightning hands. The one detractor, I would say, is, I guess this would be more like him shooting Luke from his step sort of thing, because it's kind of aimed down. They're not aimed straight out, as we've seen with some previous Emperor figures. But still, a very nice addition onto this figure. I guess the next thing we got to do is check out the Force Link sounds for him.
Dark side. Wipe them out. All of them.
Interesting, that's a Phantom Menace line.
You will bring him before me. Wipe them out. All of them.
We got lightning sound when we shake it.
No feeble skills are no match for the power of a dark side.
Should be one more in here.
If you will not be good, you will be destroyed.
Yeah. Sounds like all we've got there. But they're actually lines from the movie done by Ian McDermott, so that's fantastic. Let's go ahead and take a look at Luke. So just on the onset, this is an incredible looking Luke figure. This is probably one of their best as well. Of course, there is the, I believe it's the vintage one that would still top this in my opinion, but just because the articulation and everything and the removable flap. But this is a great figure. The detail, the paint, the head sculpt is great. One of my eyes is a little wonky here, as you can see there. But, that's as you go. I should have looked at that a little closer when I bought him. He even has this little pouch on his belt, on his back, which I don't remember that very well. And his hands are posable. So they do have swivel articulation in the hands, which is nice to see that we're getting a little bit more of that. He does come with his lightsaber. Just standard lightsaber if you want to see the detail on the hilt there. It's pretty nice. Good paint job with it. Let's go ahead and take a look at what sounds he can make with Force Link.
I'm a Jedi, like my father before me. I have to face him. I'll never turn to the dark side. I have to face him. I'll never turn to the dark side.
So we got there. Probably get lightsaber sound by shaking.
This is your last chance. I warn you.
That's a Jabba's palace.
My powers.
Oh,
This
nice.
is your last chance. I warn you not to underestimate my powers.
There you go. Is that it? I still think it should have been a button here. Just want to show you this quick, nice pose you can get out of a 5-point articulation figure. It's actually really nice what you can do when all of a sudden you have movable wrists. Finally, we have the Royal Guard. We've had many Royal Guards through the years, and I've had a few people tell me they think this is the best one, and it might just be. The Royal Guards in Return of the Jedi don't do a whole lot, so you don't really need a whole lot of posability. He does have that Crimson Empire armor, which seems to be standard now, underneath and all that, which is nice to see. You give him a little extra sculpt. It looks like he will hold his baton, Force... what the heck is that thing called? I always forget. Oh, it doesn't say. Somebody's probably screaming at me right now today. Ryan, you should know what this is. Force Pike, that's what I'm looking for. I'll put that in his hand here in a minute. I want to see if these robes pop off too. But overall, it looks really good. I kind of hope they do a single release of this figure because I want more. I've had the Power of the Force 2 Royal Guards on my Emperor's Arrival display for a long time, and I could see this one replacing them really well. He does stand very nice as well. Let's put the pike in his hand. As this is the only thing the Royal Guard actually does in Return of the Jedi, that looks fantastic. Yeah, this whole set I am really amazed with. All three fantastic sculpts. They're continuing what we've been getting with the Last Jedi sculpts, in my opinion, in the 5-point articulation. So, I highly recommend this set. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the Royal Guard, well, probably doesn't say, but what sounds he has. So I don't know if anybody knows sounds better than I do, but that sounds a lot like what we got with the guards for The Last Jedi. I don't know if they just reused them. Obviously, it's not sounds from the movie, as the Royal Guard never did anything but stand there. I mean, the only sounds I could really have for the movie would be him walking. But this is a fantastic set. Go out and buy it. It's fantastic. For $25 even. I highly recommend it. We've got some great sounds with it. Yeah, there's... You know, a lot of people might complain maybe we could use some more articulation. If we have more articulation, maybe in the Luke. The Emperor and the Royal Guard are fantastic. I don't see them needing articulation anymore. In fact, I find with the Emperor, generally, when we get more articulation, it kind of ruins the aesthetic of the figure. It doesn't stand as well, or the robes don't look as good, or we get cloth robes and they don't look as good as that. I'm going to go right here. This is the best Emperor and best Royal Guard we've ever gotten from Hasbro. And I'll say second best Jedi Luke after the Vintage Collection Jedi Luke. So that is a look at the Target exclusive 3-pack of the Emperor, Luke Jedi, and Emperor's Royal Guard. Like I said, these are at $24.99 at Target. If you go buy them today, the day I am posting this, they have 25% off on toys at Target. Go find it. This is a fantastic pack. As I said, 2 out of the 3 are probably the best figures we've ever gotten of these characters, and 1 is probably the second best. So go get them. I know they're 5 points of articulation. Not everybody loves them, but those sculpts, those paint jobs, well, they might check the eyes on the paint, unlike my Luke. Go check those out. I 100% say this is a set you should buy if you like 3 3/4-inch figures. Thank you for joining me today. I got some questions last time about how my baby's doing. He's doing fantastic, doing quite well. Everything's going well for the closing of our house. We expect that to happen at the end of the month. So I'm trying to put together a bunch of reviews of stuff I just got today while I have some time and release them over the next week. And those may be the last reviews I do before I get in the new house and start reviewing and probably showing off my collection as I start to get it set up. So thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, be sure to subscribe and leave any comments below that you would like to. Thank you very much.